Well, I would describe it as a follow-up to Garden State, and a spiritual relative of that movie in many ways. I think that, the music and a lot of the elements are kind of quintessential Zach Braff. But this movie is much more about faith, about family, and about growth. And it's one of those films that kind of hits you unexpectedly throughout the course of it. And so it's not just one moment, but it's a very emotional ride. And the emotions run the gamut of, on the floor laughing to on the floor crying. And it's really powerful. And I think that it broaches the subjects in a very relatable manner. It's something that we've all dealt with or inevitably will deal with, is the loss of a loved one and watching a person go and how you confront it, whether you are absolutely sheltered off and don't want to deal with it like my character Noah, or whether you deal with it head on like Zach's character and throw yourself and fully immerse yourself in saying goodbye. And I think that there's something really refreshing about a movie like that in a sea of movies about superheroes and about big monsters and things like that. It's a refreshing palate cleanser in the middle of summer. So I'm excited for people to get a chance to see it. Mandy Patinkin's character is the patriarch of the family. He is the father and mother to these guys because their mother passed away years back. And then my older brother is Zach's character, Aiden. And Aiden is kind of the, he's got that firstborn type A personality syndrome where he's very diligent about everything, and he's the careful one, and he is always responsible and is trying to always manage expectations and deal with it all head on. And then you've got my character Noah, the younger brother, who's a brilliant guy, but in spite of that brilliance, or as a result of that brilliance, he's a mess. He's very much kind of an internet troll. He's living, in this trailer park on this beach. It's like the quintessential elements of, kind of a deadbeat guy who doesn't really know where he's heading in his life, and he's backed away from responsibility. He's skirted it, and he has a lot of unresolved questions that he has yet to answer about his past and subsequently about where he's heading with his future and how he's going to deal with the inevitability of losing his dad. And the movie's about that journey and about how it plays out with the family, and also how it plays out with Zach's children and raising his children, and discovering what it means to be a parent who has to deal with huge adversity, when it seems like life is playing out in a very reasonable manner, and then suddenly everything is turned on its head. But I think it's all a facade. Like I said, I think that none of it, he's not willing to confront his emotions, and he deals with everything as if it's a game, which cosplay, dressing up, and I think that that's the perfect symbolic nature to represent who that character is hiding behind a mask, hiding behind an outfit, but not really dealing with stuff in the moment. Right, well, I do. I think that it's, again, like Garden State, Zach speaks in generational terms, where he really does understand the zeitgeist. And I think that, this movie in particular deals with that in a very mature manner, in terms of each of these characters growing exponentially over the course of the 2 hours to a point where they all need themselves, leading up to a point where they all need each other in order to grow, in order to have personal growth. And I think that it's done very well. I mean, I think that Zach is so good at creating those incredible characters and those incredible archetypes that all flow seamlessly in this amazing ensemble.